Their starters, first Hamill, 6 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, and then Lester, 7 innings, 9 Ks. And with Madden's bullpen by committee closing games with authority, it is happening for the Cubs. Lead back up to 2.5 games over the Brewers. And now today, another lefty on the hill. Jose Quintana goes for sweep, and it's coming up on ABC 7.
Right now from ABC 7 Chicago, this is Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
The temperatures have all the feels of summer, but the baseball is starting to feel like fall as the Cubs look to shake off fatigue and the Reds and complete the sweep. Everybody in for the season finale with Cincy, and it's all coming up right here on ABC 7. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cubs Baseball. I am your hostess, Dion Miller. With a fatigued lineup and depleted bullpen, the Cubs head into their 27th consecutive game day with a 2.5 game lead in the Central. Right now, riding the momentum of 3 consecutive one-run games. Over the last 2, these 2 have been nothing short of impressive. On Friday, it was Hamill, 6 2/3, striking out 7. And yesterday, wow, hard to beat what Lester did. 7 shutout innings, 2 hits, a season high, 9 Ks. Those 2, a big reason the Cubs starters have the lowest ERA in the majors over the last month. And today, it's Jose Quintana's turn as he pitches for his career-best 14th win of the season. We bring in Len and JD from the booth. And guys, Madden, quick to point out, at the beginning of the season, it was the pen picking up the rotation, and now the rotation is picking up the pen, and it's never been more timely.
You're absolutely right, Dion, and Jose Quintana probably has the 2 biggest wins of the season, both coming against Milwaukee over the last 2 weeks, and we'll dive into our Goodwill pitching matchup. Amazing finds only at Goodwill.
Yeah, runs have certainly been at a premium here in this series. We expect that to be the case again here today. Luis Castillo, a young fireballer for the Reds, after a bit of a sluggish start, has really turned a corner. 9 starts since the All-Star break, posting a .298 earned run average. A lot of strikeouts, big arm, real good changeup as well. Jose Quintana, talk about being on a roll over his last 5. He's 3-0 with a 1.84.
Now JD's Subaru keys to the game, presented by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Yeah, I talked about the big fastball for Castillo. He throws 97 miles per hour, but he's got a swing and miss changeup. That'll be a big weapon for him here today. Not home body, but home Bodie. David Bodie's OPS about 200 points higher here at Wrigley Field than it is on the road. And Ian Happ against the Cincinnati Reds. He has been a Red menace. 10 of his 39 career home runs have come against the Cincinnati club.
Couple of quick lineup notes. Jason Hayward activated off the DL. He is available off the Cubs bench. Baez and Bryant out of the lineup today, and Victor Caratini gets another start.
Yeah, well, Victor Caratini's been swinging a hot bat. Joe Madden trying to find the right combination. You got a nasty right-hander out there, so you're going to lean to the left with that lineup card today.
All right, Dion, we'll send it back to you. Cubs go for the sweep. Always nice to win on getaway day.
No doubt about that, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, you mentioned Quintana's gem against Milwaukee, helping to keep those Brewers in second place. He's not the only one helping that cause. We will show you as the pregame show continues here on ABC 7.
ABC7 is being brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. By U.S. Waterproofing, a better basement starts with us. By the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group, you're going to like buying a car this way. And by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com.
A beautiful day on the north side as they continue this series with the Reds. Cubs slogan all year has been everybody in, and lately they haven't had a choice with their hectic schedule. It's truly been all hands on deck to stay ahead of Milwaukee. Of course, it never hurts if the Pirates offer to help out as well. Last night, Buccos and Brewers in the first. MVP candidate Christian Yelich going deep for his 30th homer of the season made it 1-0 Milwaukee. But then in the second, Colin Moran doubles on a line drive to score Corey Dickerson, and just like that, this game is tied up at 1. It would stay that way into the top of the fourth after a Josh Bell single. Here come the Buccos. Francisco Cervelli into left field. That will bring in the go-ahead run. So it's 2-1 Pirates as they head into the sixth. With Cervelli at the plate, the double steal and throwing error by Eric Kratz allows the Pirates to take a bigger lead. 3-1 the final. Their bullpen doing the rest, taking care of business to help the Cubs gain some ground. It's time for our Comcast business of baseball. Last night, the Indians clinched their third straight AL Central title in decisive fashion with that 15-0 shutout of the Tigers. It looks like the Braves could be next. Their magic number down to 9 would be their first NL East title since 2013. And how about Nationals rookie Juan Soto? Had 2 stolen bases in his first 102 career games, had 3 of them last night. Youngest player in MLB history to accomplish that feat. Juan is fast. We are quickly getting you closer to first pitch between the Cubs and the Reds. We'll hear from the skipper shuffling the lineup again. Don't go away. Philadelphia Hooters. You don't win one-run games without spectacular defense. Albert Almora Jr. How many times have we seen that happen this season? The all-out grab in center on Saturday. Impressive stuff from him. That is our Hooters hot play. Now, Almora wasn't originally in the lineup, but Tommy LaStella ended up being a late scratch. So Almora was inserted not just because it's his bobblehead day, but because the Cubs truly do need him. Madden shuffling the lineup after already having given Chris Bryant and Javier Baez the day off, telling both of them that they're not starting today, though Madden did clarify with Baez it is just simply a rest day for his MVP candidate.
No, he was good. He was good. I mean, he's banged up a little bit, like he's not talking about it, but he could use the day. And plus, he's still available. Like in a double switch, we'll still put him out there. He still may pinch hit. But again, show up, go to bed last night. I'm not starting. Take a little different route into the ballpark today. I think all that stuff matters. But he did not fight when I told him that I wanted to give him today off.
Your history.
Some good news for that tired lineup. Jason Hayward active and available off the bench. It is Rizzo who will lead them off, but they're looking to Q to try to preserve the pen today. It's the Cubs and Reds series finale. Len and JD will bring you home. Enjoy the game, everybody.
C7 is being brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company. By Insure on the Spot. For quality insurance you can afford, head to insureonthespot.com. By Lakeside Bank. Personal customized banking. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. And by Autobarn Alfa Romeo in Evanston. For the largest selection on new Alfa Romeos, shop the Autobarn Alfa Romeo in Evanston. And today's HD broadcast is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. And a look at the NL standings in the Central, brought to you by the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. The Cubs extending their lead to 2.5 over Milwaukee, 6.5 up on the third place Cardinals. Pirates and Brewers from Milwaukee just underway. That's a Trevor Williams-Yolis Chacin matchup. Dodgers and Cardinals will play later on. Weather has been just about perfect all week here in Chicago. And the Cubs now have their longest single season winning streak against the Reds since 1945, 8 in a row after a 3-7 start.
Yeah, and they've won 8 out of 9 against the Reds here at Wrigley Field this year. They are a season high 26 games above 500. They're doing it during this brutal stretch of games where they're playing every day for 30 consecutive before they get the off day Thursday after the 3-game set with the Diamondbacks. Obviously, it hasn't been pretty at times. They've dealt with some injuries. The starting pitching has really stepped up in the most critical time. And that certainly has been the case in this series with Hamels, and then Lester getting it done. Jose Quintana gets his shot here today, and we expect him to be good. He's been on a very nice roll. He's been good against Cincinnati in his career. But I'm kind of intrigued to see this Castillo kid, and we've seen him a number of times already this year, but he appears to have turned a corner. He's really been throwing the ball well.
This stat of the game is brought to you by Mattress Firm, where your budget stretches further. Cubs 51-24 against the Reds since Joe Madden took over as Cubs manager. And both teams engineering 4-game home sweeps this season. And as the Cubs take the field behind Mr. Quintana, let's check out the Reds lineup, brought to you by Fix Auto. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX for the nearest location. Fix Auto, the first words that should come to mind after an accident. Schebler, Peraza, and Votto at the top. Suarez, Jeanette, and Irvin in the middle. Tough series for Irvin, 0 for 7. So far. Barnhart, the pitcher Castillo, and Billy Hamilton rounded out.
Cubs defensively, late change to the lineup. Tommy La Stella was going to play third base. He was a late scratch, so David Bodie moved from left field to third base. Ian Happ moved from center field to left field. Albert Almora moved from out of the lineup to in the lineup. So there you see where they are positioned today. Happ, Almora, Zobrist in the outfield. Bodie, Russell, Murphy, Rizzo on the infield. Victor Caratini has been getting regular work lately, and he's behind the plate today, catching the veteran left-hander Jose Quintana. He is 13-9. One more win will be a career best for him. The ERA now at 3.97 as he takes the mound for the 29th time. He's fastball, curveball heavy, occasional changeup, and last time out against the Brewers, he threw his fastball almost 80% of the time. Was really aggressive with his heater to both sides of the plate. He had a little extra jump on it. We'll see if that's the case again here this afternoon against the Reds.
Florida native Mike Estabrook has home plate. Hunter Wendelstedt, the crew chief, at first. John Lipka at second, and Bruce Dreckman is over at third. So final meeting of 2018 between these two central rivals. Big crowd. It is Albert Almora bobblehead day.
Oh,
we were lined up at the gates early.
Yeah, big things from Albert today. Then he made a spectacular catch in the ball game yesterday.
Here comes Schebler to lead things off. Cubs hit the road for 3 at Arizona. Then their first off day in a month on Thursday for a weekend series on the south side against the White Sox. David Bodie plays way off the line at third. I shade him toward the opposite field in the green. And Quintana's first pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to deep center. Almora's back on it, and that is a leadoff homer for Scott Schebler on the very first pitch. 1-0.
Pretty rude.
They have 3 runs in the series, all on solo home runs.
And Schebler, we've talked a lot about him, left-handed hitter, but he's good against left-handed pitching. He has power, hits for average. He spent some time on the disabled list, so doesn't have a ton of at-bats this year. But an intriguing young player. He really had a nice breakout year last year and is performing again well this year. It's just kind of, let's get the jump on the hitter. Fastball, belt high out over the middle of the plate.
Wind is not going to help the hitters today. It doesn't appear to be hurting them either. I'll get you the weather stats here in a second. 1 strike on the shortstop Peraza. Maybe their hottest hitter. He's working on a 10-game hitting streak.
Well, yesterday it was hard for either club to get the ball out of the infield. There's 8 hits total in the ball game. I believe there were 5 infield hits.
First pitch weather is brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. For all the right reasons, call 866 Four Seasons. Beautiful 79 degrees, and the wind is coming in out of the east off the lake at 7. Swing and a miss. Quintana fans a guy who's difficult to strike out. Although Peraza now has struck out in every game in the series.
So yesterday it was Reed and Lester doing the trick. Scoreless ball. Reed punched out 10 in 5 innings. John had 9 in 7, and matching the exploits of Jim Perry and Frank Bertina. Bertina, I'm not familiar with that name. Jim Perry had a nice career.
Another check swing and a foul by Joey Votto. That has been his story this weekend. A career .320 hitter in this ballpark. The 0-1 pitch. Little pop up and a base hit. Joey Votto is aboard with a 1-out single.
So Joey had the little half swing ground ball to third base yesterday, had the chopper over the mound in game 1, and now this little flare.
Yeah,
kind of has the magic wand going here, and the .320 lifetime batter at Wrigley.
Homered as well Friday night. 3 of his 4 hits have been similar to this.
Luck is the residue of design.
Suarez bangs one off the mask of the catcher Caratini. So the Reds coming in had scored 6 runs over their last 4 games. And just 2 in this series. Votto at first. 1-0 on the lead homer by Schebler. Foul out of play. 1-2.
Yeah, well, Lester was 7 scoreless yesterday. Reed 5 scoreless. Matt Harvey pitched 6 scoreless in his start. So Hamels, who gave up 2 in 6 2/3, and now Quintana, the only starters who have given up runs in this series. You would think it was April and the wind was howling in and it was 39 degrees.
Don't remind me.
It just proves that good pitching can outperform the weather.
Here comes a 1-2. It's outside.
Suarez, 4 out of 15 with a home run against Quintana. He's really good on off-speed pitches. He's good, period.
Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake on a curve or a changeup to Suarez. He will make you pay. 3-2.
There you go. There's our argument, graphically presented.
We'll see if Votto is on the move. He is not. And there is ball 4. So some first inning trouble for Jose. His last 2 wins coming against Milwaukee. I would argue the 2 biggest wins of the year, beating the second place team. The only 2 wins the Cubs had in those sets.
Yeah, huge performances, but not unexpected. He's been lights out against the Brewers in his career. He's been solid against Cincinnati, 3-1 with a .371. This was his 6th career start against them.
All since he was acquired in the middle of last year from the White Sox. Jeanette, foul tip strike. Leading the league in hitting at .320. 18 3-hit games. Tops in the NL, but only 1 out of 11 lifetime against Quintana. And that's because he is a former Brewer, I guess. Slide step
in his DNA.
Is a strike, 0-2.
He's staying very heavy with the fastball here. That's what John Lester did yesterday, especially early in the game. John really established fastball early.
Slips the ball into his glove. And look at the runner at second. And a high fastball. Scooter is not tall, but his bat has been imposing. 5'10", 185, and slugging over 500 as a Red these last 2 seasons. Just off the corner. 2-2.
Cutting fastball. Either just on or just off the outside corner. Certainly could have been.
There's the batting race. Jeanette and Zobrist, 1-2 currently. Pete Rose, the last Red to lead the National League in batting average, 1973. Rose won it in 68, 69, and 73. And 68 batting crown was the Reds' first in 30 seasons. Ernie Lombardi, 1938.
The schnoz. Schnoz. Get a big schnoz. That was impressive because he couldn't run a lick. Any infield hits to be had for Ernie Lombardi.
He was probably the first catcher to win a batting title. I'm guessing. Very few have. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout of Jeanette.
Well, he invited Uncle Charlie to the party, and he showed up bearing gifts. Real good curveball here after all those fastballs. How could you be ready for it? Jeanette doesn't see it. Pulls off out in front. Good pitch.
Irvin 0 for his last 12. And again, this is like Cole Hamels the other night. He gave up the 2 home runs in the 4th inning and then got out of a jam to avoid further damage. Well, ended up being huge as the Cubs came back and won the game 3-2. Two strikes on Irvin. Here's the pitch. It's high. Cubs engineered their major league leading 17th shutout on Saturday. Their fourth 1-0 win this season. Two bounces in front of the plate.
Irvin 0 for 7 in this series with 4 strikeouts plus a double play ground out. Overall, having a nice second half, getting an opportunity to play with some regularity, and the numbers have been trending in the right direction until recently. Looks up on that bat.
Pitch number 25, and it's inside.
Showing good discipline. Pitch up in the eyes like that, hitters tend to want to attack. Quintana looking for a little jam shot in on the knuckles. Couldn't get the swing.
Runners take off, and they're loaded. On a single and 2 walks. And you don't like loading the bases against the Cincinnati Reds. They have 11 grand slams. That leads the major leagues. It is a single season franchise record. The NL record is 12.
Yeah, this crisis situation here in the very first inning, because the kid pitching for Cincinnati, as we mentioned, has really been good lately. So no guarantee you're going to be able to put up big numbers against him. Q with a lot of misses up so far here in the first inning.
Tucker Barnhart, switch batting catcher, hitting from the right side. There's a curve for a strike.
What Jose did really well last time was command his fastball down and away to the right-handed hitters.
Barnhart has been better on the right side than the left. One home run right-handed, and he pops it up. Rizzo into foul ground, makes the grab. So a nice escape by Quintana after the first pitch left the yard. Reds won. Cubs coming to bat in the first. no hidden fees. That's transparency. 3 consecutive one-run wins for the Cubs. Rizzo, Listella is out. It'll be Ian Happ playing center. Zobrist, Murphy, Caratini. Bodie will hit 6th. Russell 7th. Quintana the pitcher, and Albert Almora in center batting 9th.
Redlegs defensively. Irvin left, Hamilton center, Schebler right, Suarez, Peraza, Jeanette, Votto. Status quo on the infield. Barnhart the catcher. And Luis Castillo will do the pitching. He's 25, 6'2", $190. He's got a losing record at 9-12 and a 4.66 ERA, but he can really sling it up there. And much improved here in the second half. Got a heater that will sit comfortably around 96. He likes to sink it. Has a swing and miss changeup, and will feature the slider as well.
Reds shift on the infield against Rizzo. 1 ball, 1 strike on Anthony.
Had a home run Schebler hit on the first pitch. That is the 9th time he's gone deep. The first pitch of an at bat this year.
Rizzo just got hit. A painful reach. But a reach nonetheless.
Castillo wants to push back inside so he can open up the outside part of the plate and maybe get some chases on that changeup. Rizzo willing and able to hang in there and take one for the team.
20th time he's been hit. And there is the updated lineup. Brought to you by Southwest. Tommy Listella with a low back tightness. Scratched. That fouls on an aggressive swing.
Yeah, that's a good swing. He can be very patient. He takes a lot of walks, but the Cubs are encouraging him to be a little bit more aggressive, especially if he gets a pitch, middle down.
He's 4 for 4 against Castillo. Double play chance. Jeanette. Raza, Votto. Hit it hard, but right at the second baseman.
Sinker or changeup, but had a little dipping action and have to get on top of it.
Ben 3 for 4 against Castillo, and he had 3 hits in the opener of this series. Playing right field today. He and Rizzo out of the lineup yesterday. Both did come into the game late. So as a pinch hitter, Rizzo for defense. Big news before the game is Jason Hayward activated off the DL. He went on the DL August 31st with right hamstring tightness. No rehab assignment. Active roster now at 35. So he's on the card. Kyle Schwarber has been day-to-day with a back issue. He possibly could be available for an at-bat off the bench. That's the thing, man. You look at this September roster. We don't know if Listella's available to hit. Out of the lineup at the back, Schwarber, Hayward from the left side. Baez, Bryant, Contreras among those on the right side. A little bit of a late inning nightmare for Jim Riggleman and his bullpen. The 1-2 is tapped foul.
This is a pretty good run. 22 consecutive starts, allowing 6 or fewer hits. It's the longest single season streak by a National League pitcher since 1920.
Coming back on a 1-2 pitch and another foul.
Now, caveat being, in this era of baseball, starting pitchers don't pitch as many innings, so the opportunity to allow hits is not as great.
It's a solid caveat.
Good caveat.
Among your caveats, I would rank that one pretty high.
Not to diminish what he has done. He is tough to hit. He has punched out 27 over his last 3 starts against 3 walks. A career high 11. 3 starts ago against St. Louis. Last time out, he struck out 9 Dodgers against 1 walk and 6 1/3 of 1-run ball.
He has a major league leading 99 strikeouts on his changeup. Kyle Hendricks second with 91. A big drop off.
Good change there and a good take by Zobrist. An easy pitch to offer at.
Last pitcher to strike out 100 in a season on changeups, Felix Hernandez, 2014, 132. Tried it again, missed again. Aaron has such great pitch recognition. He's going to throw him another one. Yeah, that was left up in the zone, but Zobrist hit it right at the shortstop. Peraza makes the play. And after an inning, 1-0 Cincinnati. So 6 out of 53 for a 113 average. And he takes a strike. 28 pitch first for Quintana. And a ground ball to Russell.
Hey, Cub fans, everybody in. The Cubs need everyone's support during these final games of the regular season. Tickets still available for the final week. Games with the Pirates and Cardinals. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. 13 left after today. 7 here. 3 in AZ, 3 on the south side. These guys rule the world.
Billy Hamilton on base 4 times in the series, including 3 walks. taking a lot of pitches. And he's just 1 for 3 in the stolen base department. Does a good job handling the running game.
You would think he would be in take mode here, 2-0.
He is, and it's 3-0.
Hamilton, one of those guys as a pitcher, you tell yourself, whatever you do, don't walk him. Sometimes you plant that negative thought in your mind, and all of a sudden you can't find the strike zone. You can't make the 3-foot putt.
One. Bodie at third, Rizzo at first. They're going to stay pulled in, even if it gets to 3-2, and it does. Caught the outside corner, and it's full.
Borderline.
Well, now they will back up. And 3-2. Nice comeback.
Yeah, this pitch very similar to the one before. Hamilton was convinced it was a ball, so he took it again. Like Estabrook said, well, if I'm going to call it once, I'm going to call it again.
Schebler homered on the first pitch of the afternoon. The 17th. This time he swats a ground ball to a backhanding Murphy. And a 1-2-3 second for Jose Quintana.
News. Terrell Brown, Tanya Babich, Roz Varon, and meteorologist Tracy Butler get you ready for the week with the latest news, weather, and traffic.
Daniel Murphy, first pitch swinging, clubs one foul to right. 1-0 Reds, bottom 2.
That guy's taking a bow even though he didn't make the catch. But he knocked it down and he saved others from harm.
Daniel got off to a hot start with the Cubs. Hasn't compiled too many hits here lately. That can change in a hurry.
Suspect it will, given his track record. Just 1 out of his last 20.
247 overall as a Cub in 21 games, 284 combined on the season, Nationals and Cubs. And he pops it up on the left side of the infield. Looks like it'll be Suarez, and it is. So 1 out, and now Victor Caratini, the catcher, making his 4th consecutive start and 6th in the last 8 games.
Contreras continues to struggle, so more opportunities have come Victor's way.
A line shot right to Jeanette.
Buzzard's luck.
A loud noise, but it's an L4.
He's, as I've mentioned lately, he's been swinging with a lot more conviction, and the hard contact has been impressive. It's a great swing. Just a bad result. 110-mile-an-hour line drive from Caratini. Turns into out number 2.
Speaking of Wilson Contreras, even though he has struggled lately, he had the game-winning RBI yesterday on a ground ball into right, scoring Javier Baez in the 6th inning, the only run of the day.
That was a 2-hit day for Wilson. He can sit on that one today and feel good about it. Maybe get a chance a little bit later on.
David Bodie going through that rookie adjustment period. He was hot to start. Average down to 235, but man, he has come up with so many big hits and home runs late in games.
There's that breakdown we talked about. Scouting report, a lot better here than on the road. It's a pretty small sample. So it's kind of an easy 98 we're seeing from Castillo with good movement. He's drawn comparisons in the past to Mario Soto. 70s and 80s was a power arm with a real good changeup for the Reds.
I believe is his 100th strikeout on a changeup this season. 1-0 Reds after 2.
presented by BioFreeze, the official external pain reliever of the Cubs. Check out today's broadcast right now at facebook.com/Cubs.
Hello, Facebook. Peraza takes low. Nice 1-2-3 and a quick second for Quintana. He's had a bunch of those here lately. And he needed it after a long first. Couple of hops. Charging Russell, who gets his man.
Long first oftentimes sets up the quick second as you're down near the bottom of the batting order. That's precisely what happened as he went quickly through 8-9-1. Now he faces the meat of the order for the second time. See how he can do. The pop-up of Barnhart to end the first with the bases loaded was huge. Crisis averted.
Facing Votto. Joey fouls off to the left.
The Pirates have a 1-0 lead over Milwaukee. They're in the third.
Votto's forte is getting on base, leading the league. 421 going into action today. Now at 422. So if he can finish it, he'll join that group.
He is 12th all time in on-base percentage.
And a drive out into deep right center. Almora tracking, and it's going to one-hop the wall. It actually hit the bottom of the basket after the warning track, and it's a double. He's 2 for 2.
Now the power numbers are down for Votto this year. That's something he's been talking about and trying to improve upon. And this time he gets on the backside and gets some lift on this ball. Thought he had a home run here last night, but it just stayed in the yard. This time he'll settle for 2. Make him 2 out of 2.
Here's Suarez. He walked in the opening inning. Foul tip strike. You want to hear magic numbers?
Yep.
I think it's appropriate. 2 weeks left. The Cubs' magic number in the Central is 12. And for a postseason berth, it's 8. So that number is 12. That's a combination now of Cubs wins and Brewers losses. That's why that head-to-head was so huge. Cubs shaved 4 off that number in those 2 Quintana wins. And some would argue, yeah, but the Brewers shaved 8 off their 4 wins against the Cubs. That's true, but their magic number is way bigger.
The Reds will head up to Milwaukee after the game today for a 3-game set with the Brewers.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
So we'll all be pulling for Jim Riggleman's group. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then the Brewers go to Pittsburgh and then St. Louis before finishing at home with the Tigers.
And they've had a lot of trouble with the Pirates. And you mentioned trailing early again today.
Well, they had chances late last night. I caught a little bit of the end of that ball game. A 3-1 Pirate win. Brewers had first and second, nobody out. In the 9th, failed to score. Pirates have double in the 7th, failed to score.
Pirates have won 10 of the first 15 in that season series, including a 5-game sweep in Pittsburgh going into the All-Star break. Almost hit him. It's 3-2. Jeanette waits in the on-deck circle.
This Peraza, Votto, Suarez, Jeanette quad there in their batting order. Well, Schebler too at the top. It's a tough group.
Yeah, last place club, but you would not consider it a last place lineup by any stretch.
No, they're a good offensive club. Their big issue has been pitching. So the days they get a credible effort from their starting pitcher, it's a completely different look. And normally you're thinking, last place club, and this is a team that's been at or near the bottom of the division for a while now. You would think they're going to have all kinds of questions in the offseason, all kinds of issues, but it's the position player part of their rosters pretty well set heading into next year, I would think.
Got in on his hands a little bit, and that pop-up will be run down by Addison Russell. Make sure you stay ahead of the forecast this week. Meteorologists Cheryl Scott, Larry Mowry, Tracy Butler, and Phil Schwartz alert you first to changing conditions and severe weather. ABC 7 Eyewitness News, your AccuWeather station. It's a good omen. I hit the post.
Don't you think they should make meteorologists trading cards?
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fun.
All for it. Just swatting at the air after that check swing strike.
I got him with a good curveball last time after a bunch of heaters fooled him with a good hook.
Otto doubled with one out. Now there are two gone.
This is reversing the trend here. So last time was a bunch of heaters, then finished him with a curveball. Here he starts curveball, curveball. And clearly confused. That's what it's all about. Hitting is timing, pitching is upsetting timing.
Jeanette had a 4-homer game last year against St. Louis. 5 hits, 4 homers, 10 RBIs. First player to ever do that in one game. 1-2 on him.
It's just twisted up in knots right now. Mad at himself for chasing the curveball. Now he's annoyed that he got beat by the heater. Gotta love the passion.
Nothing Cincinnati. Top of the 3rd inning. Cubs looking for the sweep. Looking for their NL leading 10th series sweep.
Cubs are 47-26 here at home. They lost that home series to Milwaukee, and that was the first one they had lost since late May. That was a 2-game set. Cleveland only lost 2 or 3, I think, believe 2 3-game series at home all year. Those both were early.
I think the Pirates, right? The first
Pirates and maybe the Rockies.
First series of the season at home. And Jeanette strikes out again. It's 4 for Quintana. Still 1-0 for the visitors.
Russell providing backup to keep that ball out of the outfield and prevent an extra base. Save 50% on all energy efficient windows. Call 866 for Feldco today.
Yeah, Albert was backing up the play as well, but with Billy Hamilton running, you never know. And that ended up being potentially a big play as Hamilton would get caught at third, trying to steal the bag.
Yeah, everything is big in a 1-0 ball game.
Swing and a miss.
A slide ball. I haven't seen many of those.
1-2 on Russell. He's batting 7th. On a bounce to Suarez. Cub fans, now your chance to register for the opportunity to purchase tickets for potential postseason games at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/postseason to register and learn more about this postseason ticket purchase opportunity. No jinxing, just you have to think ahead.
Got a plan.
We'll get here fast. If in fact the Cubs make it. Quintana puts a ball in play. He'll be out 6-3. You ready for this?
Yes.
The Cubs on Friday and Saturday won consecutive games without scoring against a starting pitcher for the first time in the live ball era. They got shut out through 6 by Matt Harvey on Friday night. 5 innings Cody Reed yesterday, and the Cubs won both games. So if you're watching the Cubs not do a whole lot here early against Luis Castillo, don't fret just yet.
Yeah, if it looks familiar to you, it's been a trend here lately.
So they were able to get to the Reds bullpen both days. And if you're Jim Riggleman today, you consider letting your starter go an extra inning.
Yeah, well, I would
Maybe.
have considered it yesterday with Cody Reed. He had struck out 10 through 5 innings, allowed just 2 hits, but Cody Reed's had a tough go at the big league level. So I think they were thinking more in terms of Cody Reed, and then they were maybe big picture with the club. And sometimes you have to think that way when you're in a development phase.
Castillo has not allowed a hit through 3. It's 1-0 Reds. Your entertainment escape.
Today's Hot Cold Teams are brought to you by Plumbers 911. Call day or night at 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911, your plumbing connection. The A's have really been swinging at almost 6 runs per game here in the month of September. But just across the bay, the Giants, just the opposite story there. 2.4 runs per game, recently endured an 11-game losing streak in which they scored a total of 26 runs, batting just .204 here in September. Next to last in the MLB. Giants won their last 2 because they got shutout pitching on both occasions against the Colorado Rockies. So the Dodgers have moved ahead of the Rockies out west by half a game.
1-1 on Phillip Ervin. We had a DeGrom Sale matchup at Fenway today. First time pitchers opposing one another with sub-2 ERAs and at least 100 innings since Dwight Gooden matched up with John Tudor in 1985. That is a 3-3 ball game in the 7th. Chris Sale went 3. I believe that was by design. But he would have a short outing.
DeGrom is
matched up in college, right?
Didn't DeGrom hit a home run off of
so.
Sale?
Stetson and Florida Gulf Coast matching up. Yeah,
that's kind of fun. DeGrom has struck out 11 through 6 innings. He's allowed 3 runs.
Deep drive, and she's going to go. 2-0 on a couple of homers. Schebler in the first. Ervin leading off the 4th. First hit of the series for Phil Ervin.
Yeah, that had to feel awfully good. It's been a struggle for him since he came to town, but it's home run number 7 for Ervin as he tries to keep the Reds in his presence in their mind for next year. Good solid 4th outfield type. Quintana had a 1.84 ERA over his last 5 starts. During that stretch, he had not allowed a long ball. That was one of the keys.
Chris Sale coming back from the DL in his last start. Only worked 1 inning. Stretched it out to 3 today.
It's like spring training now for the Red Sox. They're just getting ready for the postseason. They've won 102 ball games against just 47 losses.
A ground ball to Russell. Off that back foot, and it's off the mark to first. And he'll be charged with an error.
That was kind of funky, huh? Looked fairly routine. I mean, he had to travel a ways to get it. So way off the mark. Usually the footwork really clean for Addy, but not so much that time.
Castillo bunts. Bodie will fire to second for 1, and the relay throw. Another error for Russell.
Well, this one a little bit of a forced error as he's really trying to rush that throw to complete the double play. Doesn't make it excusable. It's still an error. Cubs defend the bunt as aggressively as any team in the league. So many times you see them take that shot at that lead runner, and a lot of times they get him. Still a good athlete is motoring down the line. Would have been close even with an accurate throw.
Castillo at second, and Hamilton swings through. Strike one. Mookie Betts had to leave that game today at Fenway, apparently with some sort of side injury. That's the one thing about clinching weeks early is you got to keep everybody fresh, and you got to give them at bats. The 0-2 is too high.
That's the assumption, right? But nobody's ever tried. Could you? What if you clinched? Say
Shut
this
a guy
week
down
and you
and let
just
him
shut a guy down
games?
completely, activate him for the postseason? Would it look a whole lot differently, his performance in the postseason, than if?
I mean,
nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I think it's a risk. Teams are not
big
worth.
time, yeah.
I don't believe it's worth taking.
Yeah. But I would be curious to see. I mean, I think sometimes it happens with a guy who's nicked up a little bit. They'll essentially shut him down. So those are the guys that would be interesting to dig in, do a little research, and just see how they perform. If they were down for the final week to 10 days of the season due to a little tight hammy or whatever, and then activated for the postseason. Schwarber did okay.
Yes, he did. That would be the one thing you'd point to. You might, around this time, you get a guy 1 or 2 plate appearances, get him out, and then almost ramp up to the postseason as if it were the end of spring training. I'm sure Alex Cora will have a lot of conversations with his everyday guys in terms of how would you like to play it. Russell will get another chance. Throw to third. Tag applied. So the pitcher Castillo is out. You'd much rather make that throw even on a routine play than to have to get Billy Hamilton at first.
Yeah, and you normally think that's the smart play to get the lead runner here. Bad base running decision by Castillo. But if Hamilton swipes second base, all of a sudden it's an upgrade for the Reds to have his speed out there as opposed to Castillo. Now, steals don't come easy against Jose Quintana. Contreras caught him trying to steal third base yesterday. Cole Hamels picked him off in game 1 of the series. Scheffler has attacked first pitch both times today. Home run first time. Ground out to second base last time. I mentioned that home run on the first pitch, the 9th time he has done it this year, tied for second most in baseball.
Moves over top of curve.
The Harper fellow for the Nationals has hit 10 first pitch home runs.
It's the first pitch of the ball game. Scheffler gave it a ride.
Big Riz has done it on 8 occasions. I'm guessing Scheffler's got a pretty high swing rate.
I think Scheffler is right up there with Baez at first pitch swings. Going after the first pitch. All 3 at bats today.
That's the first pitch he's taken today. I don't think Hamilton would be running here. He's not taking a very aggressive lead.
Big old oven mitt on that left hand, and Scheffler strikes out. Irvin with a leadoff homer. It's 2-0 Reds on the 2 solo shots.
To offer like an all-inclusive suite experience, daily suite rentals are available for the final weekend matchup with the Cardinals. To reserve a suite, visit Cubs.com/premier.
Strike called on Anthony Rizzo. Hit by a pitch in the first. Only reached by a Cub. And he was quickly eliminated. 4-6-3 double play. 30 years ago today, our buddy Tom Browning threw a perfecto against the Dodgers. Statcast AI powered by AWS. 1-0 at Riverfront. The only perfect game in the history of the Cincinnati Reds.
1-0, man. That's high stress perfection. One of 22 perfect games in history, I believe. Is that the number?
Yeah, less than 24, I think. 1 and 2. So he went 27 up, 27 down against the eventual World Series champions.
Uh, 23 official perfect games is what I'm reading on the Google machine.
Up the middle, over the back at second and into center. So that's the first Cub hit.
Retribution from Rizzo, hit by a pitch first time, and watch this one right back through the box for a leadoff knock. Keep an eye on our Xfinity strike zone today with Castillo out there. I don't think you're going to see him working so hard at going side to side as much as he goes front to back with the fastball changeup combination. That's his MO. Not to say he doesn't try to hit corners, but I think it's more about just the heater at 97 and the good changeup catching the hitters out on their front foot more than it is just about fastball location. For the season, he has a strikeout rate at 24% versus a 7% walk rate. Second half, the strikeout rate is 30%, the walk rate 4%, almost 7 strikeouts per walk since the All-Star break. That's the 4th best ratio in the National League.
Jeanette Tabado will get half. Rizzo now in scoring position. That note. Hat, 10 home runs, now 95 career at bats against Reds pitching, including a game winner on Friday night. Zobrist with an RBI opportunity. And hit a ball hard up the middle. 6-3 ground out in the first. An elevated fastball. Pitch to Ben is a strike.
Yeah, I would think even though this kid throws 98, I think he would be very cautious with his fastball here. Knowing Zoe as we do.
Cracked his bat. Comes out to Jeanette.
Change-ups there. Not many secrets this time of year between clubs that are in the same division. We've seen a lot of this team, and I don't think there's many secrets, period, with all the data that's available and the advanced scouting reports and all the video work that teams do.
See if Murphy can get him in.
Suarez way off the line there at third. Anthony taking a very aggressive lead down the third base line. He'll be ready to go if Castillo bounces one.
Went a little bit more right to left. It was going in from right. The third base dugout when we started. The Reds have 2 home runs today. Both to left center. Gorgeous afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Cherish these days here on September 16th.
Yeah, it's just incredible, right? This time of year, people will be out there in hoodies.
Two to Murphy. Now 2-2. Castillo from Bonnie in the Dominican Republic, signed originally by the Giants.
I think if you're Murphy here, you almost have to sit changeup. And the fastball's been out of the zone. The pitch he's trying to get you to hit is the changeup. Fastballs have not really been competitive. Just show me pitches so far.
Only give him something to hit on 3-2. Deep breath by the righty in the pitch. And he was out in front, and fortunately it's foul.
Yeah, went back to the changeup, made a good pitch with it. Murphy stayed through the zone, able to hit it. It's one of the beautiful things about this job. A lifetime 071 hitter can sit up here and give advice to one of the more accomplished hitters in the game. Murph, I think you ought to sit changeup here. If he punches him out with a heater, what do I know? 171 hitter.
The next 3-2 is a miss outside. Ball 4. His first walk.
It's not close enough. Now that pitch is on the plate, down below the knees. He might get a swing and miss or some weak contact, but pretty easy for Murphy to lay off of that one because the changeup certainly in play there from Castillo. He was ready for it. And really, the key there too is just the willingness to take the walk. Some guys get a little anxious. The man on third base want to do something heroic to drive that run home, and you end up chasing a bad ball.
Ground ball. Foul, and hit the foot of Hunter Wendelstedt behind the bag. He called it foul, and that is not reviewable because the call was made in front of him.
That's a tough break because I think that's a fair ball. Caratini waiting. He thinks it's fair, but it is not reviewable.
It's where it goes over the bag.
It bounced first, right? I mean, yeah, if it bounces first, it's where it crosses the bag. If it's a line drive, obviously, it's where it lands. Did that ball bounce one time before it got there?
I thought it did. I don't know if we can get one more look off the bat.
I thought it did too, but
I thought he bounced it. Let's confirm.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's where it goes over the base, not where it lands.
Yeah.
And again, that is not reviewable.
It's hard to tell unless you have a look right down the line. Well, a real good swing though from Caratini. Hit it hard last time.
Strike on him. Popped up on the infield. And the Cubs strand a couple. Very close call at first. Foul instead of fair, and it's still 2-0. Muller Honda. Right now at MullerHonda.com, you can shop over 750 cars with 2 great locations to choose from. MullerHonda.com. Two-zip Reds. Cubs thought they were on the board. A hard hit grounder to first called foul by Hunter Wendelstedt. So they remain 2-0 and Peraza takes a strike.
I think the umpire should straddle the line, and whatever leg it hits determines whether it's fair or foul. Instead of jumping out of the way. Well, it's a tough call to make, right? You're moving, you're trying to get out of the way of the ball and see the play and make the call.
Well, that ball would have hit him in foul territory because that's where it landed. But again, it's where it is. It's over that bag.
You know, some people are putting forth the shadow theory. Since the shadow of the ball passed over the base, ergo the ball should have been called fair. I think you'd have to have a lot of science going on with the positioning of the sun and all that to make that kind of a determination.
And the sun is not directly overhead. Interesting theory.
Yeah.
Foul tip, strike 3. One more look.
See the shadow of the ball crossed over the base, but I don't know if that would hold up in a court of law. I'm just going. My gut is based on the first bounce, and then the second bounce. It felt like it went over the corner of the base.
Votto rolls one toward the middle, and he's 3 for 3.
Little flare the first time, but solid double, solid single the last 2.
Yeah, Twitter's saying the same thing about the shadow.
The shadow.
The problem is the shadow is always going to be on the left side of the object because of where the sun is.
The shadow knows.
Suarez with a foul tip. Your league leaders brought to you by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota lets go places. Baez on the bench to start this game, leading the league with 103 RBIs. Again, any fair foul call by a corner base umpire in front of him was not reviewable. If Hunter had to turn around and call fair foul on a ball hit behind him, that is reviewable. Do not shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you the rule. You are allowed to assess said rule however you wish.
Elevated fastball, certainly part of the scouting report. And again, Suarez, we've seen a lot of it in this series. He and Hamilton both. Seen a lot of high heaters.
This is Zobrist, and he's got it. Suarez lines out. In the bottom of the sixth, or the fifth rather, in Milwaukee, still 2-0 Pirates. Williams Evans has been good today.
He's having a very nice year.
Fastball strike to Jeanette. Scooter's had a tough go. He has struck out both times.
Chasing curveballs on both occasions.
I mentioned the Rockies. No offense the last couple of days in San Francisco, and they've got to deal with Derek Rodriguez today. He goes into that one with a 2.35 ERA. So the Rockies went from first in the West to the second wild card and only a half game up on the Cardinals in one day.
Does it just feel like there's going to be extra baseball this year? Some kind of a play-in game?
It does. Two and two.
You know, the Cubs, should they end up in a tie with the Brewers, would host Milwaukee in a one-game playoff for the division title, should that be needed.
Jeanette has been catching on here, but now it's 3-2. All bets are off. Otto runs just off the outside.
Oh, that's such a good pitch. After punching him out with a couple of curveballs, he slings that fastball to the outside corner. Just misses the edge. This is great work. But also good work by Jeanette in working the walk.
Irvin with a walk and a home run. 2-0 Cincinnati, fifth inning. There wasn't much doubt about this one. Tenth of his young career. This is his 97th major league game.
In there with the heater, hasn't thrown the down and away fastball as much today as he did last time out, and that may just be a difference in scouting report against most of these red hitters versus the Brewers.
And I figure playing time available into next year for Irvin after they dealt Adam Duvall, at least as a right-handed platoon guy.
Yeah, you know, they got him. They got Jesse Winker, who was really good before he got hurt. An infielder, Nick Senzel, who's their top prospect. He probably would be here by now, but he got injured. Probably have to find room for him on their club next year.
Called, and the Reds strand a couple midway in the fifth. 2-0 Reds.
haircuts. Check in online at sportclips.com/check-in and claim your spot today at any of the over 90 Chicagoland locations.
Tweet of the day comes in from Justin Hill as Bodie places one into short center. Hamilton battling the sun, plays it off to the side and makes the catch. Justin said if the baseball sees its shadow, then 2 more weeks of baseball, right? The Cubs hoping for maybe about 6, but yes. Here's Russell. 2 errors on throws in the 4th. Did not lead to runs, fortunately. And he takes low and outside.
Diamondbacks, who are next up for the Cubs, are in Houston this weekend. They won game 1 of the series, got beat last night, and they trail 1-0 today. Justin Verlander is pitching for Houston in the 6th. Zach Greinke for the Diamondbacks. That's a dandy. We'll see.
The Cubs won't have to face Greinke.
Patrick Corbin tomorrow. Kyle Hendricks will go for the Cubs.
Time now for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. All critical games now for the Diamondbacks, who are on the outside looking in. They've got a very tough schedule. Russell draws the walk.
Game 2 of that series will have Mike Montgomery pitching for the Cubs. Diamondbacks have not announced a starter yet. Cole Hamels, Robbie Ray will go on Wednesday.
Contreras for Quintana.
This is a September move. This is a pennant race move. A whole bunch of guys available in the bullpen. Down 2, 5th inning. Just having a devil of a time generating any offense these days.
Garcia got some huge outs Friday night with a late lead. And Contreras in the air, deep center. Hamilton back on the track. It's off the wall. Russell toward 3rd. Contreras on his way to 2nd, and he's going to have to dive in for a double. 2nd and 3rd. They just about tied the game. Came up a little short. It's a double, and it will bring up Almora.
Well, he thought he got it because he admired it for a long time. He's lucky they didn't throw him out at second base. You see, Castillo got underneath that breaking pitch, and it just hung there, cement mixer mid-thigh, and Contreras thought he had the first one in a long time, but indeed he did not. Off the wall, and very fortunate he did not get thrown out at second base.
Yep, you got to run him out.
Right about there, kicks in.
Here's Almora, infield back, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Best chance for the Cubs today. And it's bobblehead day for Albert. Feels like it should be his day.
Pretty good at getting on top of that high fastball and hitting it to the right side. Still pitching away from contact here. Not so sure that's a good idea with Anthony Rizzo next. Time the Cubs have put any real pressure on him all day long.
(2-0). Almora, deep center. Hamilton will catch this one. Both guys will tag. Sac fly Almora. It's a 2-1 ball game. last note on the Contreras double. I'm always surprised, especially in this smaller ballpark, where the ball is not a home run in that area and is not caught by Billy Hamilton. I think both Contreras and Hamilton thought that ball was going to get out, and that's where the basket comes into play. Some guys are just not comfortable camping under the basket. So the question is, was this ball catchable? See, he pulled up.
Yeah, you have to make that determination at some point. If you're going to make a play on it and risk having it bounce back past you.
1 to Rizzo. There's just no ballpark like this. It presents so many challenges for outfielders. And if it's a padded wall with no basket, Hamilton's probably trying to run up that wall and make a catch. But you can't do that here. Another miss.
It's interesting. Ian Happ is on deck. Ian has really struggled, but he's worn out the Reds. I think a lot of teams would be putting Rizzo on here to pitch to Happ. His success against Cincinnati is such that Jim Riggleman's like, I'm not sure I want any part of Happ either. He's got the green light if he wants it. He wanted no part of him.
Takes the walk, and here comes Happ.
Amir Garrett with some urgency getting ready out in the Reds bullpen.
Cubs finally score a run off a Red starter. And they got Castillo on the ropes here in the 5th. And Estabrook will break up the meeting.
Start number 5 for Castillo against the Cubs this year. He made 1 start against them last year, and that was his best. 6 scoreless innings here back on August 15th of 2017. More bad than good in his starts against the Cubs this year.
Sprayed foul, out of play.
He's getting pretty good run, but not great sink on his 2-seam fastball. That's what Happ hit for a home run the other night. It was a 95-mile-an-hour heater, a little run towards the outside part of the plate. He pumped it into the bleachers and left.
The corner.
Castillo hasn't really done is establish inside against the left-handed hitters. He took that shot in against Rizzo first at bat of the game and hit him.
Ground ball to Jeanette. And the Cubs have to settle for 1 run. They're on the board, trailing by 1, and the bullpen will take over in the 6th. by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Jaime Garcia making his third appearance as a Cub. And on Friday night, with a one-run lead, he got Votto, Suarez, and Jeanette in order in the 8th inning.
Yeah, that was the night they went Garcia, De La Rosa to finish off that ball game. So the Cubs have won 3 consecutive one-run games. They've had saves by 3 different pitchers. Four-pitch mix for Garcia: fastball, slider, curve, and change.
Missing Barnhart. He will stay from the right side. And ball one high. Castillo is in the on-deck circle, so even though he struggled to get through the 5th, he's only at 73 pitches. And looks like Jim Riggleman will stick with him for at least another inning.
Which is interesting because it's 3-4-5 for the Cubs next inning. Jaime kind of looks like a bowler the way he starts.
Yeah, it's a good call. Swing and a miss.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
So a strikeout of Barnhart. Castillo 0 for 2.
He is 32 years of age now. He first debuted with the Cardinals back in '08.
Castillo chased one in the dirt. Back-to-back Ks. MLB at Bat is your #1 Cubs app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Cubs home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Strike called to Hamilton.
Garcia originally drafted and signed by the Cardinals in '05. He was a 22nd round pick, and he had been nothing but a Cardinal until last season. He was a Brave, a Twin, and a Yankee.
Murphy to Rizzo. Nice work by Garcia again. A 9-pitch 1-2-3-6. 2-1 Reds.
We'll be talking about it. Watch Windy City live tomorrow at 1 p.m. on ABC 7.
Familiar with Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I played with his dad in Minnesota.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I didn't know if you were aware that the Kansas City quarterback is the son of a former big league pitcher.
Strong arms.
Patrick, according to stats, the youngest player in NFL history with 6 touchdown passes. So 6 today. Tied the Chiefs franchise record set by Len Dawson in 1964. Wow. How about that? 2-1, the Reds lead. 2-0 on Ben Zobrist.
Should have taken him with my fantasy draft.
Outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Both teams have 2 guys up in their respective bullpens.
Well, Castillo was starting to leak a little oil there in the 5th with a couple of walks, a double, and it looked like he kind of lost a little bit of his conviction. Tim Riggleman opted to let him hit, keep him in the ball game. You can understand why. He's been really good, and looks to be a big part of their rotation in the future. They want to kind of help him develop, learn to work through these choppy waters.
That's a leadoff walk. He has walked 4 now over the last 3 innings. We'll bring up Murphy.
And against the left-handed batters, it's pretty much exclusively fastball changeup. So you get through the batting order, get into the batting order for the 3rd time, and you don't have that 3rd look to give him. You've got to be really precise, or else it becomes pretty easy to take those borderline pitches, especially given the fact that he hasn't really established inside. So if you're a left-handed hitter against Castillo, you're thinking heater away with run and changeup away. Kind of narrows the field for the hitter. That one was in, but it was not intended to be in.
Votto holds the runner Zobrist. And Murphy with a fly out in a deep left. It is going to be caught on the warning track by Irvin. Zobrist has to head back to the bag at first.
Joe might be thinking a little hit and run here.
Caratini has lined out and popped out.
Get a little movement on the infield. Caratini hits it on the ground a lot. Trust him to put it in play.
He almost had at least 1 run, if not 2-run double. Could be 2 as it takes Jeanette right to the bag. Jeanette tumbles over Zobrist as he turns a 4-3 inning ender. They will get together. No harm, no foul. 2-1 after 6.
Quintana has been on a very nice roll of late. And solid work here today. A couple solo home runs in 5 innings of work, brewed with Valencia orange peel for a taste that shines brighter.
Garcia back out there, went 1-2-3 at the bottom of the order in the 6th inning. There's Schebler hacking away at the first pitch. He's done it every at bat. And he pops to Murphy.
Cub fans, if you miss any of today's action, ABC 7 will be rebroadcasting each one of their Cubs matchups on the Live Well Network. Today's encore of Cubs Reds will be aired in its entirety beginning at 7 on ABC 7's digital channel 7.2 and the following cable channel positions.
Peraza is 0 for 4. As I said earlier, a guy who doesn't strike out very much has struck out 5 times in this series. He did homer in game 1 and had 2 hits yesterday. He's got a 10-game hitting streak on the line, and he bunts a hard one to Rizzo. Garcia could not get over there in time. Peraza really scoots, so he's got an 11-gamer now.
Boy, when he first bunted it, I thought this is not going to work out for him. He bunted it too hard. Anthony kind of sat back on it. And Garcia just got beat in the foot race. He didn't really hesitate. Almost looked like that Orlando Arcia bunt double for the Brewers in their ball game Friday night.
So Votto already 3 for 3. And Caratini knocked it down. I think the ball came back and hit the batter. So he kept it within arm's reach, and Peraza unable to advance. Russell playing directly behind second base, right behind the pitcher. As Votto takes 1-1 now.
These guys have seen a bunch of each other over the years. Votto 17 out of 45 against Garcia. It's a .378 batting average, 5 doubles, a couple of home runs.
Foul out of play. 41,314 here at Wrigley Field on a gorgeous afternoon. Garcia will just take it himself. He's a good athlete. Jumped off the mound. Well, at second base, 2 outs.
Half swing from Votto.
Suarez will be intentionally walked. With the NL's leading hitter, Scooter Gennett, coming up. He has struck out twice and walked once.
And Garcia signed because even though the numbers overall not good with the Blue Jays this year, he's been tough against left-handed hitting. So they get the platoon advantage here. Left on left. Scooter's been good against lefties. .317 batting average this year against southpaws. Nothing out of 8 in his career against Garcia.
Swung on and missed. Jaime made his big league debut at 22 years old for the Cardinals, 2008. Peraza takes off, he'll make it. So first and third. It's not the end of the world because there are 2 outs, but now you can't make another one.
Caratini able to block it, just could not control the rebound. Good instinct. Suarez not so much. Suarez was not looking to advance.
Line to Rizzo, inning over. And it is time for the 7th inning stretch with Tom Dreesen. It's presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ballgame, comedian and Chicago native Tom Dreesen.
Cub fans, it's another great day at Wrigley Field. Are you ready, Gary? A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. And we'll root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some fun.
Underway here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 the count on David Bodie. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Jim Rickleman being rewarded for sticking with Castillo here as he takes it into the 7th. Marcel Iglesias is their closer. He's a guy that frequently will give him more than 3 outs. So Rickleman might be thinking Castillo to Iglesias with nobody in between here today.
Back to the mound. One out. Here comes Russell.
Every day lately it's been a game just like this one. Tight, low run. The the dead ball era. The last time the Cubs had an easy win. Went 8-1 in Philadelphia back on September 2nd. That was the Lester Nola game. I think that one was pretty tight for most of the game, right? Yeah. It was tight until the 4-run 8th for the Cubs. Doesn't matter how, just as long as you do. Sinker baller Jared Hughes cranking it up.
Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out walk by Russell in the 5th. Later scored on the Almora sac fly. Chris Bryant on deck. The bat for Garcia. Mentioned the strength of the Cubs bench today. Maples on the left, Edwards on the right. Cubs held to 2 hits. Rizzo single in the 4th. Contreras pinch double in the 5th. They've had other base runners, walks, and a hit batter. Best chance was in that 5th inning. And he did get 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That has not been a big part of the story today. Only his 2nd strikeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, pinch hitting for the Cubs, number 17, Chris Bryant.
Chris has been very good since coming back from the DL. Had a tough day yesterday. 0 for 4 strikeouts. And he drives one out into the gap that'll be cut off by Schebler, and he'll keep Bryant to a 2-out single.
The guys off the bench getting it done today. Contreras, the best ball he's hit in a while, almost homered, settled for a double. Now Bryant, a real nice job here staying through this one.
A reminder, it is Albert Almora bobblehead day. Got the Cubs on the board with a deep sac fly in the 5th. He gets under one here off to the left and about 10 rows back.
If Castillo does not pay attention, KB will swipe a bag on him.
Pitch low. Castillo has been as advertised. Was in a very good stretch. A 150 over his previous 3 starts. On the year though against the Cubs, a 6 ERA and 4 previous assignments. 2-1. bounced foul. Cubs are getting used to that carom off the high net behind the dugout. I think early in the season it would get in there quickly and surprise some guys. Typically the ball in previous years would just bounce on top of the dugout and into the seats. Not anymore. 2-2 on the way, and Almora stays alive.
Castillo has not lost any velocity. 7-mile-an-hour sinker. Does look, to me anyway, from time to time, that his arm angle is dropping a little bit, and that's when the mistakes happen.
Center. Bryant holds at second. That ball was thumped.
Yeah, the slider is just an offering for him. It's not a quality pitch, and he doesn't throw many. At least that's what we've seen from him in the past. It's kind of the case here today. Again, he gets around the side of that slider. Doesn't have very good action at all. Stays right in the middle of the strike zone, and Albert puts a good swing on it.
He will not face Rizzo for the 4th time. This call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Jim Riggleman wants a lefty. 2-1 Reds.
Video with you wherever you go. Get the ABC 7 Chicago News app today.
Here's left-hander Amir Garrett in to face Anthony Rizzo with runners at first and second. Bryant at second, Almora at first. Reds lead 2-1.
Hard-throwing left-hander. Mid-90s heater and a slider. Pitched twice since coming off the disabled list. Third of an inning here the other night.
A bone bruise in his left foot.
A .188 ERA in April, 2.20 in May, and then things kind of went south on him.
Strike one. And a slider to Anthony. Rizzo's been a good leadoff man today. Hit by pitch, single, walk, so on base all 3 times. Now he's trying to be run producer. And something he's very good at. Strike 2.
Tough pitch.
Regroup time.
Yeah, Anthony didn't like it, but it was a quality pitch. It was a good job by Barnhart. Sometimes the catcher will lose that pitch. Down and away fastball. Some guys will have that glove kind of carry off the plate on him. Watch Barnhart kind of hang on. Give him a good look at it. Castillo's W hangs in the balance. So he's top cheerleader right now.
It gets by. Both guys advanced. Oh, that could be big. Now an outfield hit could give the Cubs the lead.
Yeah, just an overthrow with a dangerous hitter in the box. No conviction there. Barnhart wanted it in, and he missed well off the plate, down and away. That tells the catcher that the pitcher does not trust his ability to execute that pitch. Better go to plan B if you're Barnhart.
Swing and a miss. And Garrett gets Rizzo. Cubs strand 2 in scoring position. It's still 2-1 Reds after 7. The best or nothing. The Reds have scored 4 runs in this series, all on solos. Schebler on the first pitch of the game. Irvin to lead off the 4th. Cubs got their run in the 5th. Bryant stays in. He plays left. Habs now in center. And this pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Dylan Maples got his first major league win Friday night.
Yeah, a third of an inning and managed to pick up the W. Limited body of work here at the big league level. The number's not good, but again, just 3 2/3 innings. Really good stuff down at AAA this year.
First pitch strike.
100-mile-an-hour heater, but he rarely uses it because he has a hard time commanding it, but he's got a nasty slider. Garcia really good again today. 2 scoreless, a lot of hit and a walk, a couple of punch outs.
One and 2.
Interesting times for the Cubs with their bullpen. Morrow not yet back, although getting close. Stroke done for the regular season. Relying on some different guys here in high leverage situations, including Dylan Maples.
Pirates still lead Milwaukee 2-0. Bottom of the 8th. Cubs with a 2.5 game lead in the Central Division. They've got their suitcases packed, ready to head to Arizona after this game. Called strike 3.
Count on Chicago's most accurate radar, live Doppler 7 Max, the most advanced technology, only on ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Rockies have an early lead at San Francisco 3-0. Bottom 2. Bryant on the run will get it. Pinch hitter now, Dilson Herrera for Garrett. Low. 2 scoreless innings from Jaime Garcia. Now it's Maples. Quintana, the starter, went 5, gave up 2 runs and 5 hits. Softly chopped to Bodie, gets rid of it. Curve. Oh, how about that exchange? Ball was in his glove for a fraction of a second. And Maples goes 1-2-3. Runs on Duncan. Jared Hughes is on, and this pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
Well, Ian has grounded out to 3 times today. Double play in the first to second base, and grounded out both in the 4th and the 5th to second base as well. It's Hughes' specialty. Sinker baller, a lot of balls on the ground. Get that low ball in the air.
Peg the outside edge, and it's 1-2 on Ian Happ. Everything he's hit has been on the ground today. Punished a pitch into the left field bleachers off David Hernandez Friday night. It was a game winner. Two and two. Going a little old school today with Castillo and Hughes in particular, right? Sinker guys.
Yeah, so much emphasis in the game today now on elevated fastballs.
Happ hangs in. Jaime Garcia, and the way he sets up kind of looks like he's holding a bowling ball. You used to hear about bowling ball sinkers.
Yeah, just heavy sinker moving towards the end of the barrel. Guys hit him off the end of the bat and rattles their hands. Hughes has had a nice career. Broke in with the Pirates in 2011, was with them through 16, then moved on to Milwaukee last year. He's a centrist.
Came back up and hit Ian up in the face or the bill of his helmet. Almost knocked the lid off. Peraza to Votto. Zobrist checks in for the 4th time. 2 groundouts and a walk. Base percentage at a very healthy .385. In the air to left. Irvin on the move.
Zobrist a lot of times will take that first pitch. He's such a smart hitter. He always goes to the plate with a plan, and I'm sure he told himself, hey, if this guy sinks the ball, if I get something up early, I'm going to go ahead and take a whack at it. Iglesias has started to throw in the Reds bullpen. Carl Edwards for the Cubs.
They've gone to the 9th in Milwaukee. Still 2-0 Pirates. Be a damaging series loss for the Brewers in terms of trying to catch the Cubs, and it would certainly help the Cubs' cause whether they win today or not. And they're only down 1 in the 8th. Brewers have the top wild card record currently. That is a fair ball. Irvin picks it up. Murphy's trying for 2, and he's going to be out. That ball went right to Irvin, who's played a couple of balls off walls out there really well in this series, and he made an easy out of Murphy. Still 2-1.
Around at first base, seeing this play develop of dropping anchor and scrambling back to first base, opted to gamble, hoping for an errant throw, didn't get it. And we move on, and Carl Edwards Jr. will enter the ball game.
This pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. 2-1 Reds.
244 the earned run average for Carl. 54th time he has pitched. League bats 198 against him.
Hamilton to left on a line, and it's caught by Bryant. Don't want that guy reaching.
No, we don't want to deal with that. Carl's had some control issues lately, so I was worried about that breaking pitch in the dirt. A guy like Hamilton can really create havoc with his legs, so good to see him retreat to the dugout. Well, let's see if Schebler swings at the first pitch again. It would be hard to bet against it. But probably should have. First appearance in this series for Carl. He worked in the makeup game in Washington the other day. He's charged with a blown save, 2/3 of an inning, a hit, a walk, a run.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Here's your Cubs upcoming schedule, brought to you by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyFordNow.com. Late night in Phoenix. Looks like temperatures are in the upper 90s, which isn't bad. And we'll be indoors all 3 nights.
Those are the game time temperatures?
Yeah, I
saw daytime highs in the 100 somethings.
Yeah, I don't typically look at the forecast for Phoenix around this time because it's pretty standard that it's just going to be hot and dry. Yeah, tomorrow a high of 108, 106 on Tuesday, 95 as a cold front comes through Wednesday.
Ooh.
But it's a dry heat.
Brought some layers.
Good curve.
Nice.
Softly hit liner right to Murphy. So good work. Carl Edwards Jr. The bullpen has been terrific once again. And they have set it up for the offense in the bottom of the ninth. Here in the ninth.
Iglesias has converted 26 of 30 save opportunities this year. League bats .204 against him. He has given up the long ball, and one of those would play nicely here. 11 home runs allowed in 64 2/3 innings. That certainly gets your attention.
The bullpen today, 4 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Victor Caratini takes a strike. It's Caratini, Bodie, and Russell.
First pitch change up there from Iglesias. He'll go 95 with the heater. But he'll mix in a lot of sliders and change ups as well. Give you some funky arm angles.
Line drive to Hamilton.
Well, he's into some tough luck today.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Lined out twice. Hard to second in the second and here to center in the ninth. It'll be David Bodie, and Javier Baez has just walked into the on deck circle for Russell. Manfred is 0 for 3. The pitch. High, 97. Iglesias averages just over an inning per appearance, which he did last year as well. His manager hoping for 3 outs today.
He has been off since Tuesday. He worked 3 consecutive days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and has been off since.
Foul strike off the mask of Barnhart.
Late afternoon shadows impacting the hitter as well here.
Pirates added a run in the top of the 9th. Brewers now batting down 3-0 with 3 outs to go.
David Bodie's got a little late magic.
Ground ball, Jeanette moving to his glove side, down to a knee, up with it. And that's out number 2.
Pitching for the Cubs, number 9, Javier Baez.
Well, this ought to be fun. Is off the bench with a chance to tie the ball game. 2 out of 8 as a pinch hitter this year. One of those 2 hits, a home run.
It's Javi, an MVP, so it turns into Javi P. Swing and a miss on a slider. So the game is in the hands, or the bat, on the bat of an MVP candidate. The former MVP on deck, Chris Bryant. One and one. Just let Javi get on base. Iglesias throw one over Votto, and Javi scores the tying run from first. Right?
Sounds like a plan.
Happened before.
He's trying to stay out of the danger zone. That's a tough pitch to drop down and throw that ball all the way across to the outside part of the plate at 99 miles per hour is most impressive.
Squib to the pitcher, and that will do it. Cubs go 1-2-3 in the 9th. The Reds salvage the series and season series finale. Cubs' 8-game winning streak against the Reds comes to an end. They did win 11 out of the 19, and hoping the Pirates can finish off the Brewers, get that magic number down to 11.
Yeah, offense continues to struggle to score runs. It has been enough because the pitching has been so good lately. Not today, though, as they fall 2-1 to the Reds.
So we'll wrap things up from Wrigley Field after the break.